Victoria Beckham is finally breaking her silence. And what she's revealed has everyone talking. In an emotional new interview ahead of her upcoming Netflix documentary, Victoria has opened up about how filming it made her cry, triggered deep memories from her past, and even forced her to confront how she truly feels about herself and her fractured family. But perhaps the most shocking revelation is that Victoria didn't even like the version of herself she saw in husband David's hit Netflix series last year. She's now admitting that she didn't love how she came across, and that the experience has haunted her ever since. And as she prepares to share her side of the story for the first time, many believe this documentary could change everything for Victoria, for her reputation, and for the future of the Beckham family. Before we dive into the full story, make sure you hit subscribe right now for more exclusive updates and breaking celebrity deep dives like this one. Because what's about to unfold inside the Beckham world is going to be explosive. So let's get into it. Victoria Beckham's brand new Netflix series, simply titled Victoria Beckham, will premiere on October 9th, following the huge success of David's own documentary last year. This time, the spotlight is on her. The cameras are capturing her life as a businesswoman, wife, mother, and former Spice Girl. And she's promising fans that nothing will be off limits. But according to Victoria herself, the process has been anything but easy. In a candid interview with the Sunday Times, the 51-year-old designer confessed that the filming process was deeply emotional and that several moments brought her to tears. There have been lots of triggers, she admitted. I cried. It takes quite a lot to make me cry, but I did. It's rare to see Victoria Beckham show that kind of vulnerability. For decades, she's been known as the poised perfectionist, the woman who built a global brand on control, elegance, and discipline. But in this new documentary, fans will see something they've never seen before: the real Victoria. A woman who admits that, despite her success, she struggled with insecurity and self-doubt. She's revealing how, from her childhood days to the height of Spice Girls fame, she desperately wanted to be liked. A confession that feels strikingly human, coming from someone who's often accused of being cold and untouchable. But that wasn't the only revelation that sent shockwaves through her fan base. Victoria also admitted that she didn't like how she came across in David Beckham's Netflix series, a 4-part documentary that became one of the most watched shows of 2023. You might remember that viral moment when David teased her about claiming she came from a working-class background, only for him to remind her she was driven to school in a Rolls-Royce. The clip became a meme overnight, and while fans found it hilarious, Victoria now says she hated seeing herself like that. If I'm being completely honest, she said, I didn't love me in that documentary. It's a rare moment of self-reflection from someone who's spent her entire adult life controlling her public image. And now, she's taking back the narrative. And that's exactly what this new documentary appears to be about. Taking control, setting the record straight, showing the world the woman behind the brand, the marriage, and the headlines. But even as she looks ahead, there's one subject she's still refusing to fully confront: her strained relationship with her eldest son, Brooklyn Beckham. Victoria and David's ongoing feud with Brooklyn and his wife, Nicola Peltz, has been making headlines for nearly 2 years now. From wedding tensions and family snubs to missed birthdays and public silence, the divide between them has only grown deeper. Brooklyn hasn't been photographed with his parents since last December. He missed David's 50th birthday celebration in May. And while the rest of the Beckham family continues to appear together at major events, like Victoria's recent Paris Fashion Week show, Brooklyn remains noticeably absent. When asked directly about the rift in her new interview, Victoria refused to discuss it. The Sunday Times journalist revealed that they were specifically told not to ask any questions about Brooklyn or Nicola, but still, Victoria couldn't resist dropping what many are calling a thinly veiled reference to her situation. Speaking about the long-running feud between Oasis brothers Liam and Noel Gallagher, who recently reconciled after years of silence, she said her heart went out to their mother, Peggy. It must have been so tough for her, Victoria said. seeing her sons estranged for so long. And though she never mentioned Brooklyn by name, the parallel was clear. Just like the Gallagher brothers, Victoria is a mother watching her family torn apart, and she's holding on to the hope that one day, things will heal. That subtle, emotional nod has only deepened speculation that Victoria is using her documentary as a form of peace offering, not just to her fans, but to her son. Reports suggest that Brooklyn will, in fact, appear briefly in the new series. Despite the distance between them, Victoria insisted that scenes featuring him remain in the final edit. In one key moment, Brooklyn is shown helping mop rainwater off the runway during her Paris Fashion Week show in 2024, a symbolic image of a son quietly supporting his mother, even amid turmoil. Sources close to the production say Victoria wanted that moment included because the show is about family, and she hasn't given up on him. But what makes this even more fascinating is that the documentary isn't just about family drama. It's also about Victoria's personal evolution, from pop star to fashion powerhouse. We'll see behind the scenes of her multi-million-pound brand, which has had a famously turbulent journey from huge losses to finally turning a profit. Victoria gets candid about the early days when no one took her seriously in fashion. Even close friends like Tom Ford and Eva Longoria appear in the documentary, reflecting on how she defied industry expectations. Everyone warned her she wouldn't be accepted, Eva says in one scene. But as we now know, she proved them all wrong. Still, the emotional toll of building that empire is written all over Victoria's face. In the trailer, she's seen breaking down as she reflects on the pressures of success, confessing that she just wants her kids, and David, to be proud of her. In one tender moment, David consoles her with his trademark calm. "You could make a cheese and ham toasted sandwich and we'd be proud of you," he says. Victoria laughs through tears, replying, "Let's be honest, I couldn't actually make a cheese sandwich very well. It's moments like this, unfiltered, emotional, funny, and real, that show a side of her the public has rarely seen." But the timing of this documentary couldn't be more dramatic. David has just had one of his most successful years yet. His company raked in over £35 million, his brand partnerships are thriving, and his image has never been stronger. Meanwhile, Victoria's fashion business has been a slower climb, and she's been open about the years it operated, millions in the red. Insiders believe this new project is her chance to step out from David's shadow once again, and prove she's more than just posh spice or the footballer's wife. Of course, behind all the glitz and Netflix cameras, the elephant in the room remains, the family feud that won't go away. Brooklyn and Nicola's vow renewal earlier this year came and went without a single Beckham family member present. The rift appears real, and for now, unhealed. But the inclusion of old family footage, and that blink and you'll miss it clip of Brooklyn as a baby in the trailer, suggests that Victoria is ready to forgive, or at least remember the good times. It's a quiet olive branch in a very public war. Fans are already speculating that this could be the first step toward reconciliation. After all, if Victoria is willing to cry on camera, show her flaws, and publicly admit she didn't like herself, then maybe she's also ready to let go of pride and reach out to her son. And while she hasn't said it outright, her comments about the Gallagher brothers' reunion feel like a powerful message. Just as Peggy Gallagher finally saw her boys come back together, perhaps Victoria still believes Brooklyn will one day come home too. So what does this all mean for the Beckham legacy? For years, they've been the picture-perfect family. Luxury homes, glamorous events, and matching front-row smiles. But behind the gloss, cracks have started to show. And with Victoria's new documentary pulling back the curtain, fans will finally get to see what really lies beneath that polished brand. It's raw, it's emotional, and it's undeniably powerful. Victoria Beckham's new Netflix documentary premieres October 9th. And by the looks of it, this might just be the most revealing portrait of her life yet. Expect tears, laughter, and maybe even a few answers to the questions she's avoided for years. But one thing's for sure, Victoria is ready to tell her truth. If you've made it this far and you want to keep up with all the breaking updates on Victoria, David, and the Beckham family saga, make sure you hit subscribe right now. We've got the full breakdown of every feud, every headline, and every shocking moment still to come. And trust me, this story is